Right, it's finale time on the Mitsubishi Lancer WRC car. Last bit of construction's been done, decals are all on and sealed, and I'm really well chuffed on how this has turned out. So here's the final reveal. So turning the camera around, there it is, all done. Now on the previous update when I left you, I was just about to put the clear parts in for the front lamps and the rear lamps. Now the front lamps, I had to trim them down slightly to get them inside the hole because they were slightly too big. But once I'd done that with the sanding and the trimming, I just ran the glue and glaze around the edges on the inside and popped those headlamps into place. So there's the other side. So those are all lovely and dry. On the rear lamps, again, just these were fine. I didn't have to do any sanding, so I just ran the glue and glaze all the way around the edges, popped those into place, and those are lovely and dry. Then you've got the number plate here, which is E20, so I painted that in the yellow. There's two mounting holes there, just have to widen them slightly, pop that into place. Then came the rear wing. Now if you remember, there was two little holes there and one there. I just popped the little mounting notches on the underneath of the wing into place with a normal glue. Let that dry. Once it had dried, I then just ran a bit of glue and glaze on the inner wall there and the inner wall here. Let that dry, and the rear wing's lovely and dry and stiff. Once that was finished, then came the decals. So here's my decals placement guide. Decals went down not too bad. The one thing I've got to warn you about, this grey piece here with that white line and the square for Rally New Zealand and these little sponsors and that little line there up to that space in the door there, that's all one decal. And I had to snip it slightly. I had to snip it slightly on the door crack here because that kept wanting to bubble up. So I snipped it. Once I'd done that and blended it back in, that dried perfect. Once I microsoled and microset and microsol and then sealed it, then I put the Rally New Zealand and the number 1 on top of the white and sealed that. Then the line continues from there all the way to there with the Rally Art decal there. That's all one decal, and you just blend that into the line. Let that dry, microset, microsol, sealed. You've got the Marlboro, Charisma, the two Michelin decals, so that's the one side done. The wing, you've got a Marlboro decal there. You've got a Marlboro decal on the top wing there, with, if you remember from my custom decal for the Marlboros. So then went down perfect. You got this decal here on the roof, it's Rally Art on a white square. Put that on microset, microsol and seal. Then you've got the Rally New Zealand and the 1, you put them on after, so that's all done. You've got the decals on the front here, which are the Marlboro. You've got this white Rally New Zealand there. The white backing is actually part of a decal, number 6, that was all red all the way here. So I had to cut that out. And the E, I had to cut that out of the red decal and then just put those on, let those dry. Then you had the Rally New Zealand decal itself with the number 1, you just put that on top of the white backing and that's that done. The Marlboro decal from my custom Marlboros, I had to snip it slightly here on the L and the B because they wouldn't conform to those little raised parts. Microset, microsol, let that dry and seal. And I'll just top that up with a bit of my black paint with my fine detailing brush. That's gone down an absolute treat. You've got the various of the little decals there. Rally Art, number plate, Michelin, the two Rally Arts on those bumper caps. Rinse and repeat for the left side. I had to snip it at the door and get that on. But those all went down perfect. On the back here you've got Michelin, two Rally Arts, the number plate which goes on that E20 and my Marlboro decal, microset, microsol, seal those. You've got the window ones as well, which is just the Mitsubishi which goes on top of the smoke, microset, microsol. You've got a Michelin one there, you've got a Rally New Zealand, just turn that slightly there, I don't know if you can make it out, and a number 1 there, microset, microsol, seal. And last but not least, you've got the nameplate and this air vent one. The nameplate was all one decal with the two white squares for the finished decal. So I put that on put that down first, Microsoft seal. Then you've got the finish flags, which you put on top of the white squares, and then there's a number 1 there. And that's all the decals explained. Then you've got the aerial. Don't forget that hole. Just jabbed it through with the cocktail stick. Got my glue and glaze, ran it in the hole, and just whacked the aerial in once I painted it black. And then there's another aerial here. Just widen that hole slightly, painted that silver, and whacked that in. And that's all done. Really well chuffed on how this has turned out. Decals went down an absolute treat. Even my Marlboros did as well. So that's that done. Put it on my little custom rally base that I've had for a couple of years. And it's looking really nice. So turning the camera back round again. Hopefully I haven't bored you too much. I'll put some stills on at the end of this video. And I'll see you fairly soon with the next build. Thank you very much for watching.